stairway to heaven. Yes. It's the stairway to heaven. Let's get out of here. Get back to the fucking Torrens and blow this fucking baby up.
I'm here, Verlaine. There should be 2 priming mechanisms to unlock the manual.
Oh my god.
I see them.
Priming mechanisms. Quickly to the other mechanism. Hurry before aliens show up.
Are you still there?
Yes. Blow the emergency release bolts. Fuck this. Blow this popsicle stand. Now, I'm gonna be honest, for a super intense ending, this is kind of a tedious thing you have to do here. The truth is, though, this is very realistic to what you would actually probably have to do in a spaceship, you know? There's all these fucking redundancies and shit you have to do, so they're trying to make it as realistic as possible. I think this is actually part of Alien 1, too. Oh, fuck, what's going on? I'm getting pulled, she's getting pulled. Oh boy! An alien! Oh fuck! Aliens! Aliens! Do it! Blow it! Blow it! The gang's all here! What the fuck? Boom! End of the hunt. Boom! God damn. Holy shit. Oh fuck. So the Sevastopol crashed and exploded. Huh. What happened to the Torrens? Oh, distractions can sometimes attract a deadlier threat. I gotta remember that for the rest of the game. Oh, wait. Alright, the big finale. Let's see what happens here. Get to the bridge.
Verlaine, I'm on my way up to the bridge.
Uh-oh, no answer. That's not good. Meet Verlaine on the bridge. This is the beginning of the game, remember? Here's sickbay. Yep, here's sickbay from the beginning of the game. This is where the droid was. Even though we didn't know he was a synthetic at that point. I don't know what the point of this is. Can I take this suit off or what? I don't want to wear this suit. Can I take it off? Hold on. No, I don't think there's any opportunity to take the suit off. Yeah, there's no room to go to take it off unless... Can you go up this ladder? No. Okay. This is the very first area, as you remember, where we were dicking around where I didn't want to put her clothes on. Oh, now I can take the suit off, I bet. Here we go. The airlock. No? No, they won't let you. The original airlock that we left from. Okay.
Verlaine?
Oh, God! That's a bad sign. Oh! He's like, hello, welcome to my ship. I stole it. I think we're in trouble. That's it. Ripley signing off. Oh, fuck, she ended up having to kill herself. She jettisoned herself out into fucking space to get away from the alien. Oh, shit. Well, that's a dark-ass ending. What? Someone found her. Oh, shit. Someone actually picked her up. Or at least it looks like. Of course, now the question is, was she impregnated by the aliens when they got her before she went out into with the spacesuit? And if she is she going to bring that infection into... Well, not the infection, but... Is she going to bring them into a new plot line? Huh. So, some people are saying that the real ending is actually in the DLC Last Survivor, which I am planning on playing. It is that was a DLC available for pre-ordering the game. Nostromo. So, as usual, in the credits of the game, let me give you my general feelings about it, okay? I have to say, probably one of the best first-person survival horror games that I've ever played. Thank goodness that it was real survival horror, too, because, you know, a lot of these games that have been claiming to be survival horror as of late really have not been. A lot of people really were pissed at Resident Evil 6 for being run and gun. Even though I liked the game, a lot of people were looking for true survival horror. That's what Alien Isolation is at its core. You cannot kill the aliens. They are overpowered. There's nothing you can do to get rid of them besides hold them off, and you have to use intelligent ways to get around them, or else you're fucked. And I do actually like how the difficulty of the game increased in intensity over the course of the game. If you remember, at the beginning of the game, it was pretty easy to sneak by everything. Then all of a sudden, the aliens became more aggressive. They, you know, if you blasted them with a flamethrower, they got pissed off and would come back over and over. Then they ended up being more intelligent, and then by the end, there were multiple aliens. So I definitely like that. I liked how, you know, it increased over the course of the game. I also like, if you're watching these credits, you know what the plot of the game is. I also liked how the aliens weren't the only enemies in the game. You know? The real enemy, there's multiple different kinds of enemies. You got crazy ass, you know, humans that are just, you know, thinking about their own survival because of what's going on the station, and they're out for blood. You've got the malfunctioning, well, not really malfunctioning when you think about it, but the AI-controlled droids that are killing people and going nuts. And even, I liked how that increased in difficulty. At first, you could kill the droids just with melee and, like, the shotgun. Then later on, you ended up having to use other methods because that system doesn't work anymore. You had to use the bolt gun and other stuff, which was pretty neat. And then you have the aliens themselves, which, by the way, by far, I don't think anyone is going to disagree with me on that this is the best Alien game ever made, or at least the best game made out of the Alien franchise. There really have been a few, a few different attempts over the years to try to make a good game, and I think this one finally got the spirit of it, the spirit of survival horror and the scary, the scary factor and the fact that you are basically a weakling compared to the aliens. There's no way you're gonna beat these guys in a fight. They did it right. They hit it on all cylinders there. They really did a great job with that. Okay. So I definitely like that. By the way, some of the best lighting I've ever seen in a video game, if not the best lighting I've ever seen in a video game ever. The use of light and dark, the uniqueness of the lighting in the vents, and just the stuff on the walls. The fact that this game took the design of the movie and put it into the game, almost, not cut and paste, but they integrated it perfectly. Places of the station and the ship look like the Nostromo from the movie. It looks amazing. It really does. And I really, really liked it. I really liked that, that they did that they took the extra effort to really make this almost an homage or fan service to the original Alien franchise. This is what the franchise deserved, quite honestly. After having a movie franchise that started strong, ended weak, and then, had numerous game attempts that kind of flubbed the whole thing, it deserved to be immortalized in a video game form, and this game, I feel, has done it. So, in that regard, amazing. Now, I'm not going to say that the game's without flaws. Of course not. Let's face it. First of all, it's kind of difficult. Especially for people who are so used to auto checkpoints all the time, and people that like the fact that, oh, if I die, there's no real penalty because I'm just going to come right back at the autosave that was 2 seconds ago, and I'm going to keep playing. This game doesn't do that, and this game doesn't hold your hand in that way. This game requires you to find save points, save correctly, and make sure that, you're not playing 20 minutes at a time without saving, and then you die, then you have to replay that 20 minutes. So it is old school in that regard. Some people are going to like that because it adds to the difficulty factor, and some people are going to hate that. But for me, as I said multiple times during the playthrough, not ever during the course of the game did I feel that it was unfair. Yes, there were some cheap deaths. Absolutely, there were absolute cheap deaths. Yes, there were scripted parts where no matter what you did, the alien saw you. That was supposed to happen, okay? But because the frequency of the save points was very frequent, as long as you were sneaking and doing what you were supposed to do, you were able to get to the save points and not have to replay 20 minutes of gameplay. If you're having problems with the game in that regard, it means you're probably not doing it right. You're probably rushing through. You're probably not taking your time to look at all the items that you need for crafting. You're not taking your time to find all the save points. I've actually heard several people complaining that there's not enough items in the game. I had an overabundance of items. I always had too many items in my inventory to make, for the stuff that I needed. There was, I think, only 2 points in the game where I kind of needed a health pack and I couldn't make one. And then pretty shortly I found the ingredients or I went to the next chapter, So what people are complaining about in that regard, I have to disagree. From my personal experience, I had an overabundance of items. But maybe that's because I'm the kind of guy that takes his time, that looks for all the audio logs, you know what I mean? I'm not rushing through the game. I think that adds to one of the survival horror lore of a game. When you're looking for the audio logs, you're listening to all the experiences that people had on the ship. The Nostromo logs were a nice added touch as well. The ID badges were completely worthless, I'll be honest. The Nostromo logs were great. Collecting ID badges was pointless. There was no reason for it. Now, there were a few points that were cheap. There were absolutely a few points that were cheap. And I'm going to admit that. I'm not going to be here and lie and say there weren't cheap points in the game. There were. But at least when they were cheap points, you had just saved so that you could just go back and get past that cheap death. There was one in particular part when I had to get to the ambulance shuttle that was pretty pissed me off because there was a scheduled moment where the alien is supposed to come into the room when you're hacking a door. And it was incredibly annoying. I had to throw 3 fucking noisemakers to delay the alien from coming in the room. Even if you didn't make noise, the alien comes in the room. So, in that regard, there were a few points that were cheap, but it wasn't so much to completely sway my opinion of the game. I am going to do a formal, full review of the game. So, I don't want to give you a score, and I don't want to say too much more, but I very much enjoyed it. I thought that it was a great survival horror experience. It's definitely the best Alien game ever made, and, I'm hoping that more people put effort into games like this to do it. And I hope, again, I'll say this again, that people who are interested in the franchise, are interested in the game itself, who listened to 2 particular mainstream reviewers who panned the game collectively, that you guys at least give it a shot, watch my playthrough for what it is itself, and you know, if you like survival horror, give it a shot, because it's not a horrible game, as some of these idiots like to say. I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of these critics these days, they get paid and they don't deserve their paychecks. They don't. Because you can tell just reading their reviews. Me now giving the game its fair shake, what was it, 15 plus hours of gameplay, versus what these guys said in their review, factually they're wrong. Factually, you could tell they had the time frame when they had to beat the game within. They were pissed that they couldn't beat it fast, and because of that, they panned the game. That's their fucking fault and their unprofessionalism as reviewers. Sorry you didn't have a week to play the game and then do your review. That's your fault. You know? And that's why these reviewers who get advanced copies of the games, I'm going to be honest, should not be fucking believed. Because they're not gamers like you and me. They're not going to sit there and play a game at face value and take it for what it's worth. They have time constraints. They have their editor on their ass. They have advertisement revenue they have to worry about. It's a bunch of bullshit. And it really shouldn't be taken as truth. These reviewers shouldn't even be read. Fuck them. They're not sitting there and playing the game for a game. They're playing it as that's their job and they have a deadline to get their job done. And that's why I think it's bullshit. I'm not saying there's no negatives in the game. I'm saying read the reviews and you'll be like, what the fuck? If you watch the whole playthrough or you play through this whole game and you read the review, you're like, what are you talking about? Seriously. There's not enough items, the game's too hard, and there's not enough save points. What? When in the game did it ever happen? No, you were probably rushing through the fucking game. And I hate that shit when these reviewers, oh, the 2 main gaming websites said the game's not good, and I had people contacting me, oh, you're still playing this? I canceled my pre-order. I'm not getting that game. Didn't you hear the reviewers say it's bad? Like, come on, man. Seriously, fuck that shit. Keep in mind, these are the same websites that will review Destiny, and, you know, and Call of Duty this year coming up, I'm sure. And, you know, all the mainstream overhyped games, they'll give them higher scores. It's nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. So, be smart. Don't be a follower. Don't be a believer. Check stuff out for yourself. I personally did, and I love the game. The ending there's a little bit of a cliffhanger, but from what I'm to understand, when I play the DLC, it's going to give me the full ending of the game. So I'm happy about that, and I'm going to check it out when I can. I want to say to everyone, whether you watch this playthrough on YouTube or on Twitch TV, thanks very much for watching. And I definitely appreciate the fact that you guys hung in there. It's been a very long game for a survival horror game, and you guys stuck in there and watched the playthrough in multiple venues here, and I'm appreciative of that. I hope that you will check out when I do play the DLCs for the game, and I also hope that you will check out future playthroughs of mine. Thanks very much. I appreciate it, and I hope that you guys will come back and check out for future stuff. That's it, everybody. Peace out for Alien Isolation.